Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, all of my friends around East Java. Actually, I'd like to introduce my name. My name is Salim Jafar. I'm from SMA Tamilia, Surabaya. And today I'd like to summarize what I did yesterday, what I joined yesterday, dealing with virtual teaching. And first of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to Mawardi University of India and also Dinas Pendidikan East Java. And the most important one, and I have to underscore, I have to expose my greatest gratitude to Mr. Ravi and also Mr. Danjay Singh. You know, everybody, we've been teaching for a long time, but sometimes we haven't known the sense of teaching. And by joining that webinar yesterday, I got a lot of questions answered by the webinar itself. You know, actually we don't realize, or perhaps we haven't realized about the essence of teaching itself. You know, as Einstein said, or as Einstein mentioned, that teaching is experience. So, you know, I myself, when I teach my students, I always give them experience of teaching a kind of how to speak English fluently, or how to avoid making a lot of mistakes in expressing the words and also expressing the sentences in speaking skills. I directly ask my students to practice in front of their friends. And I told them that making mistake is not really the problem. And making mistake is absolutely normal and natural. You know, and the second thing that I could take actually about, we should know what, you know, learning happens by what learners do, not by teachers do. That is also very important. And the last thing that I could underscore is about 3V, visual, vocal, and the last one is verbal. Sorry, I forgot that because I didn't note anything. And at that time, I mean, yesterday when I joined the webinar, I was also doing my assignment, but everything was running so smoothly. You know, when we are teaching, and we make teaching is also communication. When we make communication, we also expose 3Vs that are very essential. Visual, in visual communication, we have to utilize and also use our eye contact. When you are talking or communicating with your partners or your teachers, your students, we have to use our eye contact. And never forget to ask your students' condition, their mood, and also their spirit. And the second one is visual. The second one is vocal. Please, when you teach, you have to expose your highest vocal, but avoid expressing the rude sentences or words. You have to avoid that. You have to avoid those kind of deeds. And the third one is about our visual, vocal, and verbal. Verbal is also very important, and one of the most essential thing of verbal is vocabularies. When we are using a new language, or we have been using the language that we have already learned, we have to enrich our vocabularies. I think that's all that I could summarize for the webinar yesterday. I do hope that you all, our friends, especially the teachers from East Java, you all become the heroes and the heroines of for our students, and make your best teaching experience. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.